Weather Prognosticator Chad Merrill here with a look at the forecast going forward through the middle and the end of May. First of all, I want to touch base on some weather that happened late here as May 12th. This is Spruce Knob Summit at about 5,000 feet, the highest point in West Virginia and the highest point along the Potomac River watershed. The temperature this morning at 11:36 a.m., 27 degrees, and take a look at the beautiful sights, if you like wintertime, at the top of the mountain. They had a bit of snow that covered the trees. It was a true winter wonderland atop the Allegheny Mountains. So what a beautiful sight there if you like winter. All right, speaking of winter, here's exactly what's going on with our weather pattern. It is in a winter mode. The jet stream is dipping south into the mid-Atlantic. That is bringing us the windy conditions that we are experiencing now. But notice as we look back upstream where the winds are coming from, there's a big ridge of high pressure. If you see the lines here bending north into the northern Rockies, anytime you have a ridge of high pressure in a jet stream pattern, that brings warmer weather. Notice we have a dip here in the northwest. So we are going to see a pattern change finally start to happen as this energy moves east. This upper level ridge across the Rockies moves into the mid-Atlantic, and that is going to happen later this week. That will spell finally a warming trend, much milder temperatures across the mid-Atlantic once we get in through Thursday and into the weekend. In the western U.S., we'll see the cooler weather. Usually when the east sees cool weather, the west sees the warm weather and vice versa. So as this trough builds into the west and brings cooler weather, a ridge of high pressure will bring warmer weather as we go throughout later in the week. And that is going to mean a flip-flop in the NAO, North Atlantic Oscillation Index. Anytime it's in a negative phase, it favors cooler weather in the east. And anytime in a positive phase, it favors milder weather. So notice the flip later this week, and it stays positive all the way through the middle of May. So here's what we can expect here with a positive NAO pattern. A negative NAO brings the cold weather that we are seeing now, May 12th, and the snow that we saw across the Alleghenies. A flip in that pattern brings this warmer weather as the jet stream finally brings more of a zonal or west to east phase of the jet stream. So finally we are going to see warmer weather if that is indeed what you are looking for in the middle of May. So looking ahead to next week, we will likely see that pattern continue. And one of the analog years for next week is 2008, May 30th, 2008. And around that time, the Mid-Atlantic had episodes of thunderstorms and temperatures in the 80s and overnight lows in the 60s. So that is very conducive to the weather that we will see going into next week. Also, want to mention there are some celestial events taking place. If you are a fan of the night sky, the new moon will be May 22nd. It will be on the same side of the earth as the sun. It will not be visible in the night sky. This is the best time to see those galaxies, those star clusters. There will be no moonlight to interfere. So that would be the 21st into the 22nd, so that night, and the 22nd into the 23rd. Also, on the 23rd, along with the new moon, will be the Comet Atlas will make its closest approach to Earth at 72 million miles. So this will likely be the second brightest object in the night sky besides the moon. So something that you definitely want to go out beyond the city lights into the countryside where there's no lights to interfere and look at the Comet Atlas in the night sky. So that's just something to mention if you are into watching those celestial events unfold. We also have some tropical development to talk about. First of all, the first name on the list for 2020 is Arthur. The second name is Bertha. The third name is Cristobal, which is a Spanish name. And I do believe that we will see Tropical Storm Arthur form over the next week. If we look at the visible satellite here as of May 12th, here is the demarcation line with the cold front that moved through several days ago in the mid-Atlantic, made it all the way south of Florida, but we will likely see some sort of a low pressure develop here in the Caribbean or Bahamas and move north. And climatologically speaking, May 11th through 20th offers the best chance at least in the month of May, to see tropical development. So tropical development typically occurs in the western Atlantic or the Caribbean. So we will likely see that happen late this weekend. And storm tracks this time of the year, this is May 21st through the 31st, storms that develop in the Caribbean and the western Atlantic tend to move north and then eventually off towards the north and east. So while I don't expect this tropical storm will produce widespread destruction, it will bring some rain to the Carolina coast, but it will probably stay far enough south and east that it may just clip the southeastern mid-Atlantic coast with rain towards the middle of the week, but I don't expect it to be a deluge for the East Coast, but it will be in the news, the development of the first tropical system, likely Arthur, later this week or early next week, so the time frame being May 16th through the 21st for Arthur to develop. Well, that is the latest on the tropics, the sky, and the expected weather pattern change across the Mid-Atlantic. Everyone, have a great day.